everyone, this is P4L. In today's P4L review, we'll be taking a look at the first figure from a new company called JuJiang, and I don't even know how that's spelled. I don't see that anywhere, but it's kind of like Weijiang, so maybe it's J-E-I, J-I-A-N-G, I don't know. But anyways, this is their first figure, JJ-01 Supreme Leader, and as you can see, it's an Optimus, because he is the Supreme Leader of the Autobots. What this really is a oversized, modified, upgraded version of the Classics Prime that a lot of people know, a lot of people love, but I have been on record numerous times saying that I don't really like that mold. I think it hasn't aged well for a collector as me who started a little bit later. But this one comes with a lot of improvements and so forth, and I want to go through that and see if that changed my mind about this mold. So I just showed you all the pictures and stuff on the box and everything like that. On the back here is where you get all the great shots. You get him in robot mode, a back shot here. One of the biggest changes you can see immediately is the fact that you can take those big side pieces off of his forearms and attach them to his back, which is quite nice, or just, leave them off to the side. That's one of my biggest complaints. And he also has some additional weapon storage, and you can even use those back pieces as kind of wings, I guess. I don't really know. But anyway, he also features a lot of die cast and some other really nice upgrades. So let's get out of the box mode and show you what you actually get as far as packaging inside. As you can see, he doesn't come with a lot of extras here. He comes with the same kind of stuff. You do get this little sticker kind of thingy here with the QR codes for Yoku if you're in China, or YouTube if you are anywhere else, I guess, suppose. And I guess that's supposed to take you to instructions. I don't have a QR reader readily available, but I wasn't able to find it just doing a simple search on YouTube. But you have these instructions, and this guy's been reviewed plenty of times. The reason I'm doing this now is because it's finally getting like kind of mass release at TFCon, and yeah, it was I think on sale there for the first time. It's going to be released to the mass markets very shortly. I think they just solicited it. So as you can see here, he does come with he does come in alt mode with his what is it called, wind vane kind of thing here. He does have his blaster, his double barrel blaster, which doubles as his smokestack. So I think you go with something like this. And then I forget if you're supposed to pull this out too. I think you are, if I'm not mistaken. Like that, and then you make use of these pegs here. Come along back and use those peggy things, peg holes on either side. And do this in front of a camera, that'd be great. And with that, you have his smokestacks in a more boxy-ish form. So not much change there, as far as I can tell. What is really cool are these things. So apparently these are inspired by the really nice Gundam hands. And the way these work, it looks like they're just pieces on sprues that you cut off and you attach and build together. Actually, you don't really do any of that aside from this back fist cover, which goes on here. You just snip these off of the trees of the sprue and then just bend them, and they become articulated fingers like magic. Like, you don't have to build it at all. It's already kind of like pre-built. Apparently it uses 2 or 3 different types of plastic already inside this one injection mold, which allows you to get all that articulation straight off the mold. So I'm not going to show this to you, but I just want to let you know that's kind of the genius that comes off of that comes with this figure. And these are really nice articulated hands that are in addition to the stock hands that he already has. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at his alt mode, or his robot, his truck mode. And it's very familiar, right? He doesn't look very different. As far as I can tell, there's really no real difference in look. But in terms of scale, let me show you how big he is. He's pretty big. I don't have a regular version of this mold at all, because again, I'm not a real fan of it. But this is kind of like MP10 size. And to reaffirm that, or re-illustrate that even more, here is MP10's trailer. And while it's a big bummer, this little notch here looks like it would go into these two tabs, and it slides on, but it doesn't actually attach, which really stinks, because this looks like a perfect scale for this. And it fits really well. I don't know why they didn't kind of follow through with a whole completion part of it. All it would have taken would be maybe a couple of tabs or something. I don't know. I thought they might even include an attachment piece, but unfortunately that's not the case. So yeah, this guy's a very big version of the Classics Prime mold. As far as articulation, some of the things that he does have rubber wheels now, which are nice. He does have a lot of extra die cast. I think this entire bumper might be die cast. Am I mistaken? Some of his feet are die cast now. And one of the cool things that we'll see in robot mode is that he actually has rubber foot pads to help with keeping his balance or so that his feet don't slide out. Basically all of his thighs and crotch, I think, are die cast as well, and we'll see more of that once we get into it. As far as like paint applications, I'm not really sure if he has any extra. I think this might be die cast as well, but I don't know if he has any extra. But all the paint apps that he does have are pretty clean. The silver here, the yellow, some of the blue. It all looks quite nice. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into quick transformation. He is pretty basic. Let's go ahead and reverse this. Flip these out. I don't know if you're supposed to keep these out. Maybe you're supposed to flip. It looks like maybe you're supposed to flip them in for alt mode. I don't know. Again, not really that familiar. It looks like it probably, yeah, it looks like it should keep out for gun mode. Anyway, here you go. It's some form of that. We'll take off the wind vane, which also doubles as a gun, and see if I remember how to do this. You're supposed to like flip this down, flip this up, flip this tip piece out, and then there's a handle here somewhere. There we go. And that tabs into the back. Put that off to the side for now. Let's see here. We're going to go ahead and fold these side panels, which will form the outside of the legs, and also cover up his wheels. Just flip the feet down like that, and then I think we can just go ahead and get the legs like so. There are the legs. The hands, I remember being the most interesting or odd part. They kind of work backwards of what you expect Prime to be. So you can come out like this on both sides. And you can see that the arms are bent in a very odd way. There we go. Get the arms out to the side, rotate them down like so. And normally you would just kind of flip these arm panels around like this, and it would look terrible. Oh, but you can see that they actually come off. We're going to keep them on for now. Same thing on this side. We'll just get the hands down, fold these around. The backpack, let's see how I remember how this works. Oh, you're supposed to flip at the upper torso, that's right. That was kind of an oddity of this mold as well. Get the head up and around. This closes up. This kind of accordions down like this. If I'm not mistaken, this actually is very tight. You fold it in on itself. Come on. There we go. There we go. I don't remember how this works. Yeah, I'm right. That's what's tab in. Yeah, and then so you have the big old pieces like that you can do in various positions because you can rotate it around. But that was like the ugliest part of this mold for sure. Get the fist flipped around. Oh, yes. So they're tightened down once you have everything pegged in. So I guess they're just a little floppy in mid-transformation. You can go ahead and make use of the hands and the tabs on this gun. I don't know what's going on. You should be able to just stick these in these hands. And it should be... Oh, there we go. I don't know why I was struggling with the other hand. And then this one kind of just slide into place. And it has a couple of tabs here which help secure it into the forearm. Like so. So it doesn't use the tab system, it uses a different tab system. And here he is in robot mode. And he doesn't look bad, right? I always thought the proportions are a little wonky. He has really thick, big legs, and then like this teeny tiny waist and kind of a smaller chest. But if you like the old mold, you're gonna like this one in terms of looks. Here he is with MP10, and you can see that's how much they oversized him, so that he's actually head to head with MP10. All right. As far as his articulation goes, he has a ball jointed head, and the face sculpt is actually quite nice. So this is a change as well. I like this face a bit better than the stock one that the Classics mold had. It does have ratchets going around this way, friction going out this way. He has a bunch of ratchets in his elbows, swivel at the hand. You can see how squeaky they are. And then he has MP10 style fingers, where he has the 3 fingers molded in one piece, and then he has the trigger finger in 2 separate pieces. Open this hand up, get this gun out the way. So let's go ahead and, while we're down here, take this out. And how this works is you basically just kind of fold this around, get it out the way. And then the tab section is, where is it? Here. And you can see how they kind of correspond to these pieces, in that there's a long one and a short one. And if I'm not mistaken, this is supposed to go on this side here. Fold this up. Come on. Ow, man, these joints are really tight. There we go. This will go on here. Oh, that was my mistake. There we go, like that. And again, you can kind of store them on the backpack, like so. Or, as illustrated before, you can kind of have them flared up like wings. I don't really like this look. Honestly, I just like the fact that you can just get rid of them. He still has that big chunky backpack, but oh well. He does have that upper waist, upper, I don't know, pec swivel, but he also has ratcheted swivel at the waist. Ratcheted legs going both directions. A lot of range. Thigh swivel. Ratcheted knee. And another lower knee, so he gets a lot of range. He has this knee cover piece that flops around, and then his feet are on that swivel hinge there, and a tilt there. And the foot and the heel are one molded piece. Really quickly, in addition to the improvements here, let's talk about the thighs. As far as I can tell, I think this whole section is die cast, and I think the entire crotch, I think both the front and back are die cast. I thought I thought maybe the grill and the bumper were die cast, but it doesn't look like it. But in any case, and I think most of the leg might be die cast. Maybe not. Doesn't feel cold, but he has a lot of heft on the lower part of his body, so he has a lot of stability with that extra rubber footing. And with this, I think it looks a lot cleaner. He still has that chunky backpack, but I think this looks like a much better updated version of the Classics Prime mold. The same thing with the tabs on the back. You can go ahead and make use of these sets of tabs, which were used here, but can also be used on these pieces. Where is it? Gotta rotate these around a specific way. There we go. And you can have the cannas coming up over his shoulder, which I don't know if that's wholly necessary, but I guess it's a nice addition. I think it would have made more sense just to have the tabs the same length, like one's longer than the other for some reason. And that way it's kind of frustrating in the sense that you have to make sure that they plug in the right way, the right direction, but you would have had more versatility if they were both the same. So give me a quick second and I'll be back with these articulated hands. Alright, I'm back. So these are what the hands look like off the sprues. The back pieces, I could probably trim this up with an X-Acto knife and make it a little bit cleaner, but I wanted to show you how this works. So I literally just trimmed these off. I didn't do anything with it. You just twist the fingers as you would into position. Yeah, like see here, I should probably trim a little bit of this off. Again, I should just bring an X-Acto knife, but whatever. And then you just start bending them at all the different joints. So the thumb has the ball joint at the hand, and then 2 additional joints, and it all just works. It's some kind of like black magic here. So they all have ball joints going into the main hand, but each individual finger, oh, if I get them turned around the right way, they all have additional joints, and they're nice and stiff too. These are amazingly well done, and I know they're you know, a stolen concept from the Gundam universe, but this is a welcome change. And they're just really impressive. They're nice and stiff. They're not super loose, kind of like not super loose, but you know, KFC ones are known for being a bit loose. These are not at all. And then you just plug in the back panel like so. You know, there's little connective pieces between the fingers, but you can just get rid of those. That's easy. And I mean, again, this is just kind of crazy, I think. The fact that you can just clip off the screw without any building necessary and have fully articulated hands of this quality. I think this is just awesome. And I definitely prefer these hands over the stock hands. How you do the replacement is just slide them off the peg. It is a little tight. Come on. Let's see if I can. There we go. Whew. That was scary almost. And then you just slide these on. There we go. That was a lot easier going the opposite way. And again, these do feature the tabs in the hands, so you can go ahead and just tab these in if you'd like. But honestly, with the tightness of these fingers, I actually think you probably don't even need the tabs to get him to hold the gun. But I'm very impressed. Sorry, I just actually twisted at the gun instead of the actual hand. Come on. There we go. I think I got it. Yeah, once you have it in, it's good. It's good to go. And you can use the same tabs as well. I don't feel like actually taking this one off to show you that. But these are really, really nice. Really nice hands. If they just sold these as like an add-on kit for other hands, I think I'd prefer these over the KFC hands. Like, no question. and it's just a cool process. So let's get this guy transferred back into alt mode. Let's just flip up the arms, flip this around like that. You can also get the bumper straight down. And I realized when I got this out of packaging, I guess maybe the person who packaged it up for me from the convention didn't package it properly because it was mistransformed. The head should actually be facing up. And you know this because there's a notch cut out here, and there's a notch cut out here for the crest. So just make sure the head's facing up, and you're not going to see that anyway once you get this all transformed, so don't worry about that. Let's see, we'll deal with the legs later. The arms, let me see if I can remember. You rotate it like this so that these notches are here. That will give you the clearance to do this. If I'm not mistaken, I'm going to open these flaps up. Get the arms rotated 180 degrees. And these are going to fold down. Oh, this rotate 180 degrees as well. Fold down. And these are going to come down like so. At this point, it depends on how you have these kind of stored. But you're going to go ahead and get these oriented like this. Come on. There we go. Just get that over and under. Same thing on this side. So get this back around like so. Like that. And that's how it should all look at the top. Bottom is very easy. Just flip these down. Flip the feet down. And then just flip up like this. Make sure it's all square. Flip these panels forward. They don't tab in, they're just friction locked. Go ahead and deal with these smokestacks and do it the transformation correct this time. Fold these in. Get these angled up like that. Plug them into the arms. The wind vane, close this up like that, flip this down, and then split here. And use this peg right behind Optimus's head. And there we go, we have JuJiang's Supreme Leader back in alt mode. So, final thoughts. I still don't love this mold. I mean, it's just quite dated. I don't know that with all the great Optimuses that we've gotten since, that we really needed an updated version of this. But I know there are a lot of people that love this mold, and they would love to see an oversized one. So I think it does have a market. So let's talk about price. It's $70 US. It was, I think, 90 Canadian at TFCon Toronto. Which I think is a pretty good price, but given that we have a lot of, like I said, updated primes, I don't know if this really makes sense in my collection, but it might in yours, and that's going to be your judgment call. Again, there are a lot of great updates, the biggest one for me being the arm upgrades where you can pull these pieces out. I do like the foot pads and the die cast and the rubber, so they're all really great upgrades to this figure. So if those things work for you and you can part with $70, definitely add them to your collection. For me, not so much. But again, I was never a fan of the original mold anyway. But if this hits the nostalgia mark for you and you like the update, definitely pick this guy up. All right, at toydojo.com, you can click the link in the description below. I think that's all for today, everyone. Hope you have a good one.